Ship It Hala from Magic Online. You can see him there on the right, sporting a
MTGO Academy shirt.
That's right.
He is constantly on Twitch TV streaming. It's kind of funny, tends to draw people in. Like last week in testing for this, he had Matt Nass in. He was testing with Matt Nass for Standard when he was running his pod deck. He was going to do a little bit of testing with Brad Nelson, but at the last minute decided not to. Brad wanted to test his deck online. We have a turn 1 fetch land.
Cavern of Souls.
I'm going to guess name goblins. Goblin Lackey.
If you're just joining us, there have been 7 rounds of Legacy today. This is only the second round of the Legacy Open that we've broadcast, because today we started out with the Standard Open Top 4. We continued on to the Top 8 of the Star City Games Invitational, and now here we are, 7 of 9.
Goblin Lackey swings in. Michael Hetrick cracks his land. Gonna get another land out there quick.
2 Tundra.
Goblin Lackey, one of my favorite cards. Snapcaster Mage.
And that's just being used as an ambush viper here to take out that Goblin Lackey. This is a real case where the play or the draw was a huge deal. Now we see a post-combat fetch land from Adam. Now if Adam had a incinerator in hand, he probably feels pretty sad about that post-combat land. I have no idea if he has that incinerator, but it would be a sad face for Adam if he did.
Looks like Mike Hetrick has another fetch land, Counterbalance, Force of Will, Terminus, maybe a Verdilian Click there, and Treat the Angels.
One of the cards that really has seemed to make this deck click is the existence of Terminus. A lot of people counted Terminus out when it was first printed, and they said the card we'd be expecting to see was going to be our newfangled Miraculous Time Walk, but no, it is the Miraculous Wrath of God, which is making its way into Legacy.
Well, anytime you get a card that has such ability like that, and with the ability of Legacy having so much deck manipulation, that, you know, it's really easy to have a card like that. Someone will find a way to make it work, and obviously the Miracles deck is the perfect place for it. Goblin Lackey here. I don't know if Michael's going to be able to pull a trick out to avoid this one. Takes it.
It hits.
Dropping Siege Gang Commander.
Ouch! This is going to force Michael Hetrick to get an answer quickly. Does he have a Brainstorm in his hand? I don't think so.
Nope, because that is Force Will at Terminus. Looks like Jace. Yeah, he's got a lot of answers. Unfortunately, they cost him an awful lot. Okay, Michael Hetrick draws another fetch land.
He needs an answer very quickly to the Siege Gang Commander here.
Pays 2 to crack them both. Maybe 2 more Tundras. Oh, an island. And a plane. Okay. That does give him the ability to cast Jace. I don't see how effective that's going to be right now. He's going to play it anyways.
Well, I mean, he's playing it out there for 2 reasons. The first thing he wants to do is just blunt some of this damage coming at him. The second thing he wants to do is, and by blunt that damage, I mean Adam is going to want to attack it. That's +3 life. The second thing he's going to want to do is get one of those Terminus on top of his library, so that Jace, it's going to be the expensive Brainstorm plus gain 3 life.
All right. We see that happening as he puts it on top. Keeping the Force of Will, keeping the Retreat in his hand. Passes back. Adam's going to sacrifice one of his goblins to shoot at Jace, taking it to 1.
That is time in the round. That is time. Active player, please finish your turn. You have 5 additional turns.
Okay.
In they come. You can see one coming in at Jace.
Goblin Lackey again hits. So we're hitting for 4.
It looks like we're going to see a ringleader here off of the Lackey, and that shows Goblin Tinker. That's awesome that he has Goblin Tinker. I haven't seen that in a long time. 2-3 mountains that go to the bottom. The Tinker can break artifacts for a red mana, and then it gets hit for the casting cost back. And we have a miracle coming. It's a miracle. It's Hallowed Burial, but on a miraculous stick. 2 damage to the head via the Siege Gang Commander, putting the Siege Gang Commander in the yard. I actually think this is a small error here. Probably Adam Westnidge should have sacked a token so he could have a Siege Gang Commander in his deck for tutoring up later, though perhaps he doesn't want to ever draw it again.
Okay. We see a Divining Top played for by Michael Hetrick, which he will use right away. Looking at those top 3 cards to send him up the way he wants. One of them looks like a Terminus potentially. Another counterbalance, which he does not need.
There's a term that's been running around in Magic for a while now called dirtling. And one of the things I haven't liked about Countertop in the past is it really felt like a deck that spent a lot of time just not really doing anything, but taking a long time to not do anything. One of the things I like about this new Countertop deck, this Miracles list, is it actually feels like it does something while it's doing all of this playing around. Probably that's off of the back of cards like Entreat the Angels and Terminus, which have dramatic effects on the board.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so Michael sets up his deck appropriately. Passes back. Okay. Taps 3.
Uncounterable Matron. This is the card that was why I was thinking perhaps the Siege Gang Commander should have not been sacrificed. Like I said, the other reason to sacrifice it is maybe you just don't think you're ever going to want it. So if you don't think you're going to want it, sacrificing it's totally the right call.
All right, Entreat the Angels for 2.
That's 2 4/4 flyers for Michael Hetrick.
It's a good way to slow down goblins fast to have 2 4/4 flyers out there.
Michael Hetrick is running 2 Entreat the Angels.
Okay.
Players in draft open number 3. Players in draft open number 3. Your pairings for round 2 have been posted. Please find your seats. We'll begin shortly.
Okay, he cracks a fetch land to take him down to 18. I'm at 19. And he now has 4 mana.
That 4 mana is going to be used to cast a Ringleader. Let's see if he can do better than 1 card this time.
All right, let's see what he flips. Wasteland. Huh.
There's a Pile Driver. There's a War Chief. That is better than 1 card. It is 2 cards. War Chief and Pile Driver.
War Chief's a very good card. Especially in Goblins. Well, it is a Goblin special card, but it is a very, very good card for Goblins.
We see an upkeep activation of the Sensei's Divining Top for Michael Hetrick, setting up his draw for this coming turn.
All right. Michael swings in. It looks like a click in his hand. Swings in with both. We'll take Adam down to 10. Passes back. Adam mulling over his options here.
In a pure race situation, one of the things that Adam is looking at is Piledriver does a ton of damage. The problem, Michael Hetrick with cards like Swords to Plowshares can easily interrupt that ability. And in order for the Piledriver to attack right away, he's going to have to cast, first of all, oh, he just comes in with these two. He would have had to cast the War Chief first, and only one of them can be uncounterable.
Looks like he has 2 Aether Vials in his hand, Adam.
A little late to the party with the Aether Vial at this point. I think we might see him cast a Piledriver right now and leave 2 mana up to be able to Gem Palm Incinerate if he wants.
For those of you just joining us,
Vendilion Click
comes into play.
Targeting, it looks like he is considering targeting himself, but he might be sending it towards Adam. He does name Adam. Adam responds, the trigger's making sure the trigger's on the stack. Who are you targeting? Targeting you, says Michael Hetrick. Well, before that happens, I want to do something. How about I do this? Let's do 2 damage to a creature and draw a card.
Okay.
Dead Vendilion Click. The triggered ability still happens after the card draw from Gem Palm Incinerator. You can see a Goblin Lackey, a Aether Vial, a War Chief, a a Tinker, a Sharpshooter, a main deck Thalia.
Thalia.
There are 3 Thalias main deck in this. Wow, that is a really interesting choice.
It is all in offense.
You see another Gem Palm Incinerator as well.
And he has no spells in his deck at all.
Other than those Aether Vials, which are basically glorified land. Adam suggesting the Tinker could be used as a target for the Vendilion Click. I don't know that Hetrick's going to fall for that one.
Yeah, I don't think that's exactly Michael's best choice of cards there. It's always nice when your opponent suggests what you should get rid of, because clearly you would suggest the best card to get rid of yourself.
Hetrick says something that's very common: keep them all.
All right, going to use the effect of the top again. See another counterbalance it, he'll move to the 3rd card. Draws a land. Swings in for 8, that will send him to 2.
Another entreat in Michael Hetrick's hand. Should anything happen to go awry, he can reset aggression, but I don't know that that's a worry.
It's amazing how quickly Miracles can just control the board, get things under control, and then fill itself with cards to be able to stop somebody. I mean, with Swords of Plowshares, in case anything silly comes out there, it's a really, really powerful deck.
Gem Palm Incinerator, 2 damage to an Angel, just to draw a card. Adam Westnidge facing against 2 Angels. Death coming to him next turn. Michael Hetrick, fairly low life total here. You see a War Chief. A Swords to Plowshares, though, is going to really mess up everything here for Adam. Piledriver, I want to attack you. I predict the War Chief is going to go bye-bye.
All right, Michael, thinking about a decision here. Yes. The War Chief goes down.
And that's enough for Adam to pack it up, because he cannot win. To the next game. Sideboarding. These players have some interesting choices. Michael Hetrick, 1 moat. I presume if he's got 1 moat that he might have an Enlightened Tutor in his deck, and there it is, 1 Enlightened Tutor main deck. Humility is another good card against Goblins.
Oh, yeah.
Goblins is defined by its creatures being incredibly powerful. If you turn them all into little dorks, it's the dorks that have an ability that make goblins good, not just having creatures. So humility is probably going to come in as well. I think Path to Exile will come in, and I think Warmth is possible as well.
Yeah.
Now, the thing about a card like Warmth, though, Warmth is at its best against a deck like Burn, where the card directly interacts with what the Burn deck is doing. Goblins can do huge chunks of damage, so Warmth isn't necessarily all that great, particularly because Lackey and Aether Vial can get around it. So Warmth is a card I think he'll only bring in if he's got cards he thinks are quite dead.
All right, and we're going to look at Adam's sideboard here. He does, if he wants to take out the Thalia package, he does actually have other spells in there that he can use. Red Elemental Blast, maybe?
Well, he's definitely going to look at Red Elemental Blast. His opponent has showed him a Vendilion Click, his opponent has shown him a Jace, and Red Elemental Blast not only can help him in counterspell wars against Force of Will, but he can use it to kill those particular permanents. Now, this is also a counterbalance deck, so should Michael Hetrick ever be caught with a non-1 casting cost spell on top, a card like Red Elemental Blast is exactly what Adam Westnidge is going to want. So you can expect 4 Red Elemental Blasts to begin with. After that, the question marks start coming. You know, do you want any of these other cards? The Sting Scourger to bounce one of those angels? I don't think so, because it's way, generally speaking, too late once the angels have already hit. Do you want a Sharpshooter? I don't think so. There aren't many small creatures. So it's probably just going to be the 4 Red Elemental Blasts. And if he really, really wants to go a little wild, he can put in Relic of Progenitus simply as a card draw spell. The cards he doesn't really need, Goblin Tinker, that can keep eating a Sensei's Divining Top turn after turn, so it has a use. Sting Scourger feels pretty weak, that's a card that can go. Sharpshooter feels weak, that's a card that can go. And perhaps, gosh,
yeah,
perhaps he could cut down on an Incinerator or 2 just to leave him as a tutor target. Interesting, there are 2 Siege Gang Commanders in Adam Westnidge's deck, so him sacrificing his Goblin, his Siege Gang Commander actually has a ton of upside. This means that there would have been 1 Siege Gang Commander left in his deck after that, after the Terminus. So I think that Adam made a very good call earlier when I was questioning his Siege Gang Commander play. But seeing as he has a second one in the main deck, that makes a lot of sense now.
And for those of you just joining us, we are on round 7 of 9 of the SCG Open Legacy Series in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm Robert Martin, joined in the booth by Adrian Sullivan. We are seeing Adam Westnidge playing Goblins against Michael Hetrick, blue-white splash red for Miracles. And as you see here, both people are deciding what they want to keep here. Adam will be on the play, which will be a significant advantage to him because Goblins likes to play first anytime they can play. Both of them mulling over their options over here. And also, more information that we got earlier, a little bit earlier this afternoon. I don't know if you heard. Nope, we're going to go Goblin Lackey again first turn.
Off of a Cavern of Souls, so Force of Will can't stop it, even if you want to stop it.
Pass turn.
No white for Swords to Plowshare, so this Lackey's going to hit. Now look at the difference here between Game 1 and Game 2. Michael Hetrick on the play in Game 1, so he was able to stop that first Lackey. Here it's a 1-3 miss, so 1 Ringleader, but it can. Oh wow, Port. During the end of the turn, there's a Brainstorm from Michael Hetrick. Now, end of turn brainstorms are not the best kinds of brainstorms, but you know what? When you're under pressure, you cast what you can when you can. So I think what's probably going to happen is if he has a Terminus, I don't see one. I think I see an Entreat the Angels. Yep, that's a Entreat and a Jace. Now he goes to his turn. Draw. Island. Looking for some white mana here. I think he has another... Yep, there is another Brainstorm in hand.
All right, just pass turn there. Adam Westnidge here got... We'll crack a fetch land.
This is a very old school version of Goblins, with the exception of Thalia's main deck. It runs Sharpshooter, it has multiple Siege Gang Commanders, it has 4 Pile Drivers. A lot of the decks don't even run Pile Driver anymore. I think the other new card, Krenko Mob Boss, definitely having proven itself in Goblins at this point, seeing play all throughout the various Goblins lists at the top of the field in our Invitational tournament this weekend.
Right. Adam will swing in with both. Drops another one down on the field. Flips again. And
complete
hits
whiff.
Nothing.
Now you saw the Relic of Progenitus that I was talking about before. The Relic, its primary purpose in being boarded in, I think, is just to be a simple card draw spell. And it also has a potential minor purpose as being an insurance policy against weirdness. But I don't know what weirdness that would be.
He just casted a card that went off screen, which we cannot see. Okay, another Brainstorm by Michael Hetrick here. There's the Terminus.
No white mana able to take advantage of that Terminus.
Okay. There's the Relic of Progenitus back on the screen.
If you're just joining us, I'm Adrian Sullivan here with Robert Martin, and we're watching Goblins try to recover from a first game loss. We see upkeep tapping of land, and that helps summon out a Snapcaster Mage. And Michael Hetrick, no land, passes back. We see the Relic poke out one card from the graveyard. There is the other card that it deals with, the Snapcaster. The Relic does hurt Snapcaster, so that's also worth considering. Now, it's important to note, Adam Westnidge doesn't know it. There's only one Snapcaster in Michael Hetrick's deck. So at this point, Relic of Progenitus is only really a card draw spell for Adam Westnidge.
All right. Adam's going to shuffle up here. Offer back. Michael cuts. Looks like he has 3 mountains in his hand. Okay, so he's sacrificing the Relic. He needs something else outside of a mountain. Using the Cavern.
Goblin King. Everybody's bigger. 3/3, 3/3, 2/2.
Michael will take out the Lackey. And that will send Michael down to 10.
And a pass back. I think that's all she wrote here for Michael Hetrick. Unless he has a
countertop.
That doesn't save his. That doesn't save him.
No, it doesn't. He'll swing in for 8 this turn. Okay.
I suppose the thing that could save him, if he top decks a white mana and he has a card draw spell in his hand.
That's it.
Okay, yeah, the only thing he could do is if he top decked a white mana, put it into play, and then on Adam's turn cast Brainstorm and happened to have a Terminus be on top. That would have been his only out at that point, but that was not how things worked out. Michael Hetrick stuck on mana and pushed over by a Goblin Lackey on turn 1, which was uncounterable, and then it just kind of kept dropping good stuff into play, and Michael Hetrick fell to it.
Obviously, some of our fellow SCG people are over there giving Adam a few things. The smile that Adam gave a few seconds ago after the game towards them. As you can see, not all the people here are constantly working. They are watching matches, getting us information as we need it right away to help us in the booth to do our job even better.
Michael Hetrick is, as Ben Seck put it earlier this weekend, part of the kind of new school of Magic player who cut their teeth on Magic Online, built up their skills, and then started translating it into the real world. Michael Hetrick just definitely one of those people that, much like Brad Nelson, has moved from the online digital world and into here, tournament magic on paper.
I think another one of our featured Star City game writers, and that's Reed Duke. Done the same thing. He was huge on Moto, cut his name in there, and now look what it's translated into. He's been on the biggest stages, got to play at the major Magic events across the country. Did reasonably well this year, and he will offer Michael the cut. Michael draws his 7. Let's see if he keeps. No.
He's not happy with that.
Very quickly he says no.
Adam checks his hand. Looks like a slight bit of thought here. Let's see which way he goes.
All right.
Adam Westnidge here on the draw. I think he said keep there.
Well, as you can see here, we have, I believe at the time Michael tweeted that he was undefeated, so these could be a battle of 2 undefeateds right here that we're seeing.
Okay, sure, he says. So that's going to be Michael Hetrick opening up. Turn 1 Island versus turn 1 what? Is it going to be another Cavern Lackey?
Looks like he has a Jason there and a Brainstorm and 2 lands, I believe.
No turn 1 Cavern, no turn 1 Lackey for Adam Westnidge.
All right, a fetch land by Michael Hetrick, pass his turn. Adam, before the end of the turn, will crack his land, taking him down to 19.
This white mana in the deck in Goblins, fairly unusual, but what Adam uses it for is Thalia. He's got 3 main deck Thalias.
We've yet to see any of them, though.
These are 2 6-0 players. They are indeed undefeated. Cavern of Souls comes down, naming Goblin, and a Goblin Pile Driver hits play.
All right, Brainstorm by Michael Hetrick in response for the end of the turn. Looks like, is that a Entreat the Angels, or is that a putting Jace on top?
He's considering his options. I believe I see a Moat, a Humility, a Swords to Plowshares, a Jace, and 2 land.
Here's Goblin Pile Driver for you out there. 1 in a red, creature Goblin, protection from blue. Whenever Goblin Pile Driver attacks, it gets 2 + 0 to the end of turn for each other attacking Goblin. All right.
Michael Hetrick still considering what to do with this Brainstorm. Puts back a Entreat the Angels, I believe 2 cards down. And it looks like he wants to draw one of these cards. He had the option to shuffle it away, but he doesn't do it.
There's a Scalding Tarn, and he'll just pass again. Boy, a Hasty Goblin right here would really help, because that makes that Pile Driver even better. I did not see, he does have a Sword to Plowshares. I did not see the 1 Snapcaster in there to maybe shoot that guy down, but we'll see.
In for a mere 1. And that's a Goblin Matron. Goblin Matron tutoring up any Goblin that Adam Westnidge likes. Now there's an interesting moment that's about to happen. On the next turn, Michael Hetrick can lay Moat. There are literally 0 flyers in Adam Westnidge's deck. Moat, white 2, enchantment. This is a card from Legends. Means that all non-flyers cannot attack. I believe you have to be a flyer or an island walker in order to be able to attack. And should Moat hit, the only way left for Adam Westnidge to win would be on the back of cards like Goblin Sharpshooter. of which he has exactly one in his main deck and might not have any more. The other card, Siege Gang Commander.
That's an awfully hard road to climb if those are your two options to winning goblins.
I've definitely seen it happen a lot back in the day where what you'd have to do in order to beat goblins is you'd have to have, you know, a way to shut down that kind of effect, even if you had them otherwise held back. But it's been a long time since goblins has been actually configured to do that.
Wow.
Like, it would used to be that you would have them configured with that option, just in case. But it's been a long time. Goblins is not geared for fighting against Moat like it occasionally would do long ago in about maybe four years past.
All right, we'll see Michael Hetrick play it.
Boom. Now,
Wow.
Adam Westnidge, he has to use direct damage. His 75 cards that can do it, 1 Goblin Sharpshooter, 2 Siege Gang Commanders. He does have 1 Sharpshooter on the board too, but none of these cards are particularly effective usually against these Miracle decks. Moat, I guess it's just non-flying. If you've got Island Walk, that's not good enough. So yeah, non-flying creatures cannot attack you. We're gonna see perhaps a Matron here? Or does he have a Sharpshooter already? Here we go, Matron. Hunting up a Sharpshooter or a Siege Gang Commander, almost certainly. You can see the Siege Gang Commander at the forefront of that deck there. Siege Gang it is.
It's gonna be a tough road, but you know, Adam's gonna give it a shot here.
Before this weekend, I know that I saw a lot of hubbub about, hey, on Twitter, does anyone have a Moat? Oh, and there is the lockout. There are no ways for Adam Westnidge to beat Moat plus Humility. He needed to get creatures that would be able to use activated abilities to get damage through the Moat. Humility turns it all off. Now, he's continuing to play here. Perhaps he... I'm trying to see if there's anything else that he can do. I don't see any flying. Yeah, that's it for him. It's all over but the crying.
Compliments about the wristbands that we've been doing this weekend.
So,
I want to take a moment to thank the CSC staff who has been helping.
do another
Oh, slow down, slow down.
You're walking out with your
Yeah.
badge.
There you go. You can see Michael Hetrick pointing out the humility.
No. Aether Vial? Or no, Genesis, draw a card.
I mean...
Oh, even better. Put Jace out there.
I mean, the only thing that Adam Westnidge can actually do to win the game is to deck Michael Hetrick.
I don't think that's going to happen. Interesting.
Now, Michael does not know that Adam is locked out. Michael is presuming, since Adam hasn't conceded, that maybe that white mana will get Adam out of this. I mean, I can't think of any other card that that Adam would be trying to bluff here, essentially. We see a red blast to hit the Jace.
Some form of disenchant effect?
Yeah, that's the white mana that that he's looking at.
Yeah.
I mean, those cards aren't in Adam's deck.
No. But
Yeah.
I'm saying if you're Michael, what kind of card? Some form of disenchant effect
Yep,
to
that's
knock one of the two of those
Now,
out of the way.
the thing that's kind of weird about this is I suppose you could say that Adam might be hoping to get a draw here by hopefully surviving long enough that that Michael Hetrick isn't able to kill him. Because remember, with the humility, all creatures are 1/1s, and that includes angels.
Yeah.
And a draw for Adam is better than conceding.
Terminus.
Take that, little goblins. I think Michael Hetrick, by the way, this is a joke, so don't think I'm serious. I think Michael Hetrick is falling into the decking plan that Adam has.
Really?
Hence that's a joke.
there it
we
is.
go. Adam knows that it's basically looking pretty poor for him right there. And there, Michael Hetrick's like, do you have an answer to this? Is there a way out?
Well, maybe Adam will show him later that he did not have an answer to this.
Attention players,
But
in $10 booster draft number 4.
as you can see, Michael Hetrick wins 2 games to none. We're going to get ready for another match shortly. Michael Hetrick moves to 7-0, putting himself in position to potentially top 8 the Legacy Series here. He did come off of winning a Legacy Open Series recently.
That was Los Angeles, correct?
That was Los Angeles.
He did a. I guess I'll say he made me frown a little bit with one of his wins. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
I forget. I know I watched an awful lot of it.
Well, there was a game he played, or a match he played against Patrick Sullivan, and
yes, Patrick
I may
Sullivan.
I may have been on the other side of the cheering section.
Well, it's
Nothing
hard.
against Michael Hetrick.
No,
I'm just always going to cheer for Patrick Sullivan. It's going to be hard to find anyone Patrick would play that I would cheer for them instead of Patrick.
Yeah, Patrick Sullivan, just a really nice guy. I got the opportunity to interview him while I'm here. Just a really wonderful person in general, and yeah, it's hard not to root for him.
Okay, look at this. We go from ship it to sip it. It's a Ricky sitter there.
Matt Hoey, 2 very young players, very talented players. Not ironically, 2 of the larger common decks in the field with Blue White Red Miracles and Esper Stoneblade.
I can't remember for sure, but I believe that Matt Hoey is a Chicago area player. Ricky, also from the Northwest.
Yes, Seattle, the same area Hetrick's from.
That's right.
Or I mean California, I'm sorry, from California.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry, California.
My apologies.
The same
I
area
thought that
Hetrick's from. Yeah.
There we go.